So, at one time in my life I had a very big dog. And sometimes whatever a dog does, well, they kind of blame you for it. And I'd gotten up one morning, went outside, let him out, and he knows the property, runs down to the tree line, does his business, comes back. I run in and get a cup of coffee. And then I usually come back out and he's sitting there waiting and we kind of sit around together. And one day I went in and got a cup of coffee, walked out, and he hadn't come back yet. So I kind of stepped on and looked around for him. Finally I see him coming out of the tree line. He's got something in his mouth, big and dirty and white. And I thought, wow, I hope he doesn't have a skunk. Came up the trees, come back to me, and he's got this big white rabbit in his mouth. It's a giant rabbit. I mean, these big, floppy ears. And my neighbors, who were about 100 yards away, daughter raises these giant rabbits and shows them. First thing I thought, how did he get him out of the cage? And how did he kill him? Because I looked at him, I picked him up, and he didn't have any marks on him. So I thought maybe, dogs will bite and they'll shake them and they'll break their necks. And then I thought, oh man, what am I going to tell my neighbor? One of their prize rabbits is in my dog's mouth and dead. And then an idea struck me. They're away, and I think they went to a show for rabbits. And then I had another idea about what to do. So I grabbed the rabbit, took him inside, took my big dog inside, and I cleaned him up, rinsed him off. And I get this nice white rabbit, blow drying him. Looks pretty clean. And I walked over to my neighbor's place, and I looked around, and they have a series of cages in an L shape where they keep their rabbits that's covered. And one of the cages was open. So I took the rabbit, put him in the cage, kind of positioned him just right, and then shut it and locked it up. And I walked away, clean. I figured, how did Dempsey, get him out of the cage? Now, I didn't think about it much the rest of the day. Went out, did some errands, did some things. I got up the next morning, and I see a policeman walking through my backyard. And I happen to know this guy because somebody from high school. And I went over and said, "What's up?" He says, "I've got a problem here." I went, "What's wrong?" He says, "Some son of a bitch dug up one of their rabbits that died." I'm thinking, wow. And they put it back in the cage. And I'm going, holy cow, really? Yeah, and they don't know what it is. They think maybe because when that rabbit died, the boyfriend who just broke up with the girl who raises the rabbits might have done this as kind of revenge or to get back at her. This was a breeder rabbit. It was a big rabbit. And I'm thinking, holy cow. Now what? And I'm looking over at my dog, I'm looking at the cop, and I'm thinking, should I tell him? And then I thought, nah, I'm not going to tell him anything. It's just a dead rabbit.